My name is Brooke Stanton and I hand dye silk scarves. I think it's pretty amazing that here in America we've lost, basically in one generation, the ability to not only make our own clothes but even know where the colors in them come from. So I studied textiles, I have a degree in textiles, and I learned all about dyeing and weaving in cultures throughout time, all around the world. And I make these silk scarves in my backyard in Pembroke, Massachusetts. So if you have purchased many fine items here on the Daily Grommet or at your local craft fair or craft store, thank you so much for supporting an independent artist, and your purchases help these moms, dads, individuals not only continue making their art, but also buying another gallon of milk for their kids or piano lessons for another week. So here's my process. It's a medieval technique. It's fairly basic. I've updated it a little bit. Instead of a fire, I use a beer making kettle and propane heater, and I basically boiled up water and I put my dye in there. Dyeing is just like cooking. It's an alchemy fusing chemistry and art together. And you start with a basic recipe of the ingredients, and they go in, and you stir. This is my drumstick. I find an old drumstick is the best, smoothest surface. It doesn't catch on the silk scarves. And I wait until it's the right temperature. A lot of my friends kid me that I'm like a witch over a cauldron, but you can really tell from the surface of the dye that when little bubbles form and the color rises to the top, that it's ready. And you can't boil the silk or else it affects the sheen of the fabric, so I wait until it has boiled and then I turn it off. So, turn it off like that. Now you can probably hear me a little better, because it does sound like an aircraft carrier about to take off. Here are my silk scarves in white, and they've been soaking in some water. They're fully wetted out, and I just plop them in and give it a stir. There's a lot of patience and stirring involved in the art of dyeing. Today I'm making a peacock blue, so that's how they're coming out. And basically I wait for about 30 minutes, let them soak, stir them a little so they're evenly distributed in all of the color, so there are no splotches. And then I add mordant to fix the dye. The dye is an acid dye, so it physically adheres to the fiber of the silk, instead of like a paint will just sit on top of, like your walls that are painted in your house. But the dye actually bonds to the fiber, so you get a nice rich color. And after about an hour of sitting, so a half hour just sitting in the hot water itself and a half hour with the mordant, then I take it out when it's the right color, and I wash them out thoroughly and add some softener to retain the drape of the silk. And just like any other job, dyeing has its good days and bad days. Some days everything goes right, I get exactly the right colors, or I'm surprised by new colors that I create on not by purpose. And other days, just like any other job, it doesn't work out so well. But in dye work, everything can go brown or black at the end of the day. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for shopping on Daily Grommet.